Welcome home, everyone. This is where the real stories live. I'm Dawn McKenna, and this is Stories Worth Millions. Today, we're talking with Lana. Yes, Lana Jewelry. Her story is fascinating. It's all based on love and luck. You'll know what I mean when you hear from her. She is such an inspiration. She started out with nothing and created this fabulous brand that's got so many legs going on. I'm so excited that we're going to do a pop up this weekend. You have to come 12 to 5. There's going to be all kinds of giveaways, all kinds of new stuff is dropping. It's going to be amazing. Come one, come all. We are here today with Lana. Now, let me just tell you, I would love to say my name's Dawn, but it's Dawn McKenna. This girl is like Cher. One name, one woman, one force. Thank you for being here.
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you. What an honor. And you can be my Dawn. Okay.
I'll be Dawn, you'll be Lana.
That's right.
No need for a last name over here.
We can go on tour.
No, we already talked about this. We talked about I think you need to do a little advisory board on your girl. I'm the ultimate consumer. I just want you guys to know, Lana. Anyway, I'm excited you're here. I really want to I always like to go backwards in order to move forward to see let's go back to when you were a little girl.
Yeah.
For real, gut, boom, rapid. What did you want to be when you grew up?
Well, I was born in Moscow, right? So I came to this country when I was 5 years old. Immigrant parents, the whole 9 yards, started from the bottom, now we're here, like Drake says. So it's always been instilled in me. You come here to be a success, whatever it is. Everything I do at 100%.
I know people. People think I'm a sprinter. This woman is a whole different level.
Well, you and I are very similar. So I think, whatever it was, I wanted to be a fashion designer. I think in fourth grade, we had this project where we were supposed to create like a wanted ad. Fourth grade, it was very dramatic. And I created one I wanted to be a model or something, and they put it in, and I actually had my parents put it in. And then I got a response. So there was a whole thing in fourth grade. And they were like, what? Because I don't think I said I was in fourth grade, right?
Yeah.
So things like that happen. And I think I always wanted to be in this industry somehow, some way.
Like fashion, celebrity. Do you have any siblings?
No.
Only child. Okay. So mom and dad come here. Where do you live when you're young?
Rogers Park.
Rogers Park. What does mom and dad do for a living?
Mom's a doctor. So she had to
mom's
start.
Pretty smart.
Yeah. So she had to start from the complete beginning. So she was a practicing doctor in Moscow. When we came here, you had to start from scratch. So I saw my parents struggle, we had nothing. She had to go to school, all the tests, all the, her, what do you call that? The residency.
Yeah.
And I never saw her, because she had to work nights. So yeah.
So did your grandma come? Did you have other family or no?
No, it was just.
What did your dad do? Was he a doctor?
My dad's was an engineer. And so
dummy.
No.
Don't let this fool you, this pretty face. And I just sell jewelry. Mom's a doctor, dad's an engineer.
But I'm a black sheep of the family. I didn't love school. I was out of control as a kid. I was a very wild teenager. I was problematic. I was tough. So
do you think you knew it? Do you think you were a rebel? Or do you
Yes.
think you were just really trying everything just to see where you fit in?
No. I always knew, the confidence that I have is I never wanted to fit in. I always did my own thing. I'm a lone wolf, and in essence, I could be alone. I didn't, I had I still have great friends, but I never needed to be out searching. I was very, I could handle things on my own, in essence. Probably an only child thing.
Yeah.
But definitely wild at heart.
Wow. But that's sort of counterintuitive because I have a little sister that's 8 years behind me, but that's normal, only child syndrome where it's the oldest and only. Usually you're a control freak.
Yes.
That's me. I am, I would say my biggest challenge is it's hard for me to delegate. For me, it's
I'll
hard
let
for
you
me.
know what to do.
Oh my God, it's hard for me to delegate. But wild,
Yeah.
that's not something that, do you think that was environment based, or do you think that you just like got fire in your belly? Period. End of story.
Both. I think it's environment based. I think I was obviously an only child, young parents, a girl. They were definitely strict. They were definitely holding me back. They didn't really understand, the American way. And I think a lot of immigrant parents will say that,
Yeah.
My parents would be like, "You're sleeping over someone's house. Why? You have a bed."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Those kind of things. And they were really, really young. Okay, they came to this country in their like middle 20s.
Yeah.
And didn't know the language, so they did their best they could, and I did not make it easy.
Wow. Okay. Are they still with us?
Yeah, my
And they
dad's
saw
my
your
partner.
journey. They saw your dad's your partner. I
Yes.
thought I think I read that, but then I was like, wait, was it her husband? But your husband's your partner too. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
He's not my partner. Him and I started the business, and he was smart enough to get my dad to be my partner. We'll get into
We're gonna
that.
get to that.
Yeah.
I wanna know this. Okay, so you go to high school. Where do you go to high school?
Stevenson High School.
Stevenson. Now wait a second. Stevenson is up north. So
Yes,
your parents
we moved. Up.
moved.
Yep.
Okay, so this huge school.
Huge school.
How you doing there?
Good. I mean, I didn't love it, but I liked it. I love, being. My daughter is here, so she's going to hear this. She has both parents who were very wild in high school, but pulled out and made it through. So
Okay.
I had a good time in high school.
Okay, you
Yeah.
loved high school.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm trying to figure out
Yes.
how much you loved high school, but do you go to college or you're like, that's not
Yes,
for me?
I went to Columbia College,
Okay, okay.
and I actually taught there.
Okay, so now you're at Columbia in Chicago,
Yes.
and that tells me I feel like everybody that goes there has like an artsy left brain. They're either into film or fashion or costumes or jewelry. Is that where you like figure out?
Yeah, I think, I wanted to go to New York. My parents were like, absolutely not. Again, very strict.
Yeah.
They wanted me here. So the compromise was, okay, you can live in the city and you could go to Columbia. So I moved out when I was 18. I mean, my first apartment was on Schubert and Diversey and Halstead.
Wow.
Okay. In
Wow.
Orchard, Schubert, Orchard, Diversey,
Wow.
Halstead, that little area right
Yeah.
behind Wiener Circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was right away. I had a roommate and, just lived the life. Like Chicago in the 90s. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God. In your Z Cavaricci.
Shelter.
guy pants. Oh God.
China Club, the drink. Am I
Oh my
speaking
God,
your
yeah,
language?
Yeah, the drink. Well, I like, yeah, right.
Elixir,
I know all these things. Oh my God, the drink. That is so funny. And back in the days, what was that guy that had the fedora at Sunda? He was like Billy Deck.
Oh, Billy Deck. Yes, he's
I bet
well.
you, yeah,
his
you probably
yes,
know
of
him.
Course.
Oh my God, she knows
Yes.
everybody in Chicago.
Yes.
This is the
His
drink.
wife is a lovely client and good friend, Kat. So
Oh my God,
Yep.
this is unbelievable. So you're at Columbia, and you're not just there. You're finding things that interest you.
Finding things that interest me. I'm working. I was always working. Like I was like, I can work at 16. I got to work. I want to make my own money. I was just always hustling. I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's just this feeling of independence. I don't want to depend on my parents. I want to have my own money. I want my own things. And so however else I can get it. I think my daughter is very similar.
Well,
in that
she
too.
has to be.
Well,
She's with you. She sees, and if you can do it, she can do
yeah,
it, and maybe
she can do it better.
better.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So, what do you do? What are you working? You're 16,
Retail,
18.
restaurants.
Okay.
I was a hostess at Bistro 110.
Oh my
Am I
gosh,
saying
yeah,
something
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
That was the place. I was like the toughest host there. I was
I
like, people come in
bet.
at it's
Now,
9 p.m.
get in the back line.
Yeah. I was like, we're closing at 10:30. The wait is 2 hours. I'm not even putting you on. That's like how I used to be.
I can imagine. I mean, you come up to you and you try to give her $100 to
No.
be like, and she's like, really 100?
Yeah.
That's not going to even get you to the front door in the back of the line.
I worked there. I don't know if people would remember this. There was an amazing restaurant called Avanzare. It was super, super high-end.
I wouldn't have known
gorgeous.
it. I was broke.
Well,
I'm
yes. I mean, I was
sorry.
broke. I was working there.
I was like Scoobsy.
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh, Scoozy. Oh my God. Yes. But I think like one day we should do a podcast on Chicago in the 90s and just bringing back.
It was so awesome. I have to
best.
say, it was the best. I had my bachelorette party. We went to polyester.
Oh my God.
I know.
So
anyway,
good.
we'll get back to that. Okay, so you're at Columbia. You graduate from Columbia. What are you doing?
I graduate from Columbia. What am I doing? I'm working in retail. I worked at BB in Northbrook.
I loved BB.
God, I have to think. Oh, so I start looking for a job in PR. So,
You'd be good at that. You'd be good at that.
yeah. I mean, Chicago and fashion wasn't really, there wasn't an industry in that here, but there was great industry in PR and marketing and food. So I was like, fashion is close to food. That's the next sexiest thing that Chicago is known for: restaurants, food, etc. So I got a job at a PR firm that had clients like Tyson and Pillsbury and Haagen-Dazs, and it was cool and it was fun. And it was across the street from something that was being built that was called Nordstrom. That's how like a long time. But like, what is the 360,
90s.
right?
Yes, yes.
For me to ever think like in 20 some years you're going to be one of the biggest brands there. But it was right across from the place that I was working on. And so there was all this construction going on. So I worked there. I did PR, I did events, and then I went to work for another firm and another firm. And then I actually worked for Bigsby and Crothers.
Oh, I remember Bigsby and Crothers.
Do you remember?
Wow, yep, I'm with you.
So I went on the interview. I lied about my age. I was 24. I told them I was 27. I was going for, and this was real aggressive, director of marketing. Like
Yeah, like,
yes.
I'm really good at getting people in the store.
Yeah, like I'm 24
Yeah.
years old.
Yeah.
But they were like blown away by my interview, and they even told me, they're like, you're going to be going by Lana. Like you don't need a last name.
Yeah.
And when I got the job, I was like, so I lied. I'm 24, not 27. And they're like, well, great. That's even we see more of what you can do. But that was like the heyday. But they were also very close to closing. But I didn't know that.
Right.
If you remember.
Yep.
But it was the heyday of like the Bulls, the Bears,
everybody was there. Yeah.
And working on that wall off of the expressway, which is now LaSalle Bank or something.
Yeah.
So every time the Bulls were in the championship, and so it was just an amazing time. But after they closed, I realized now is my time. I've had my experience in PR, working with press, understanding the world. I want to start something. I want to start.
So was
my
this
own.
late 90s, 99?
Yeah,
or
it was.
something like
Yes,
that?
99,
Okay.
2000. Yep.
Okay.
And so I decided I wanted to create my own clothing line. I just did it. And the thing about my
Wait,
parents.
do you have any money at this point?
No,
Like,
I have no
it's
money.
2000. Okay.
No. But nothing. There's never like a thought of I can't do it because there's no money.
Yeah.
I mean, Lana's going to be 25 years in business in 2027, and we've done this all 100% ourselves.
Bootstrap, no debt, and no other
No.
investors.
No.
It's pretty amazing.
And I mean, the dream is to have that continue, but never say never, So I decided, as much as my parents were very strict and very tough, they always believed in my crazy ideas. I was like, I'm going to quit, and I'm going to start my own thing, and I'm going to have to move in back with you guys for like 6 months. And
But at least you were willing to do that.
yes,
There's a lot of people that are entitled to not have to do that. And you were like, if I'm going to do this,
Yeah.
I got to make some sacrifices.
My sacrifice was my beautiful Gold Coast apartment.
And independence.
And independence.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I started a clothing line, and then September 11th happened, and the industry kind of went, it kind of blew up in essence, and I had to kind of shut down. But right before September 11th, I got an order from Nordstrom. So actually, Nordstrom, I've been with Nordstrom under 2 different brands in 2 different categories.
So wait a second. What kind of clothing are you making? Is it
So
like, give me
it was like
modern day.
knitwear. It was
So you're having this made in India or China? Like, how are you manufacturing
overseas,
this?
like in the Balkan states.
Okay. Wow. The fact that
Yes.
you even knew someone there, how to get it in. You were doing logistics.
Yeah.
Talk about supply chain. Like,
Yes. Like we just, I connected to people and who knew somebody who knew somebody. Everything that I've ever done was networking
Yeah.
and talking through my hopes and dreams. And somebody would be like, wait, I know this and I know that.
Yeah.
It's even how I met my husband. Like I was at a party and I was like, it's September.
Of course you were at a party.
At a party, right? And I said, it was like after September 11th, and every girl was looking for a fireman and to move to New York.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's it. I'm getting out of here. I'm moving to New York. I'm finding a fireman. And somebody said to me, like, wait, I just met a guy who kind of looks like a fireman, and he's actually working at Red Cross for like 9/11.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And so, they said, well, let's kind of connect you two. And that's how we got on a blind date.
So you went on a blind date with your husband, and you're like, he works for the Red Cross, not quite a fireman, but we can work on him.
Yeah, and the reason he was working there was because he came back home from working on a presidential advanced campaign. He was on the advanced team for Vice President Gore. So Gore was supposed to win in 2000, right?
Yes.
And so if he did win, I would have never met my husband. So yeah, he came back home and he was like trying to figure out what he wanted to do, go back to his family business. And then September 11th happened and he decided to go and help and all of this stuff.
Is he from Chicago?
He's from Chicago. Yep.
South side, north side?
Well, South Side. And then, yes.
Me too.
Yes, I know you. And yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you're like, I kind of like this guy.
Like him, moved in 10 days later. Been together ever since.
Oh,
almost 26 years.
God, he didn't know what the hell hit him. He was like, Lana, I met this girl. Oh my God.
She's now here.
She's now here in my home, and there's her clothes. So
Yeah.
what happens? Like you decide you go into business together because you're both kind of at this crossroads of.
Well, he's kind of like a producer, coach, mentality, confidence, kind of personality.
Well, it makes sense for the political, that
Yes.
whole
Yes.
process that he has to go through to get candidates where they want to be. I kind of get that.
Yeah, and let me preface, like, I'm not a crazy girl. Like, he was cleared by the Secret Service. So that was also his game to get me to move in. He was like, I am safe. I am clear. They followed me for 3 weeks. Like, because my father was like, say that again? You're
Yeah, like-
moving in with somebody
Yeah.
who we've not even met?
Yeah. Who is this guy?
Yeah, but like at that first date, he took my hand and he kissed it, and then I saw my whole future. I know that sounds so cheesy and cliche.
No, but it was they do say, if you know, you know. And
Yes.
sometimes it's like it takes a coconut to hit
Yes.
you in the head. And
Yeah.
it,
And I needed to get out of my parents' house.
well, I know. You were in there for 6 months, but you were like,
Yeah.
how bad can this guy
Yeah,
be?
I
If
mean,
I don't like him, I'll leave.
Yeah. So I said, at the same time my poor husband, at the same time I meet him, I've decided that I'm going to open up a store in the 900 building. Okay.
Girl, where are you getting this money? You're like a
Right.
big idea. You're like that, this is Bill telling Ted to
Yes.
shut up. What was that name of that movie with Henry Winkler? I don't know, but like, you're a big idea girl. How
Yes.
are you going to get the money to rent in 900 North Michigan? Because it's always been expensive.
Well, it was, so I knew somebody who had a store,
See?
right? And I brought up an idea to them for me to sublease in their store. Give me half the store. It was like a furrier, right? And they
I
didn't,
feel like I remember that.
yeah.
That was in the days of like Charles A. Stevens. And
Yes.
I'm Magnan. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Casual Corner.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
And so I knew them and I said, listen, you have a fur business. It's seasonal,
Yeah.
right? And so you have this big space. Like, would you let me rent it from you? Like, you could take a cut of the sales from my stuff. I'm always wheeling and dealing. It's just because everything is possible.
Right.
Rob also taught me that. That's my husband. He's always said to me, who says that this can't be done? Like who? Like why?
Right.
Like,
Why not it be you?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why
Yeah.
can't it be you? Who said you can't do it? And I think like if people constantly put that in their head, every time you have an idea, and I know most of them are crazy, but I think if people are their biggest cheerleaders, no one's going to cheer for you, okay? You are your own personal everything. And that's okay. It's not cockiness, it's confidence. And if you're not going to be confident about everything you're doing, why is somebody going to be like believing in you, right?
You can't do it yourself, yeah.
Especially before you can have the credibility. Yes, fake it till you make it, but first of all, you better make it. Right? And you got a little short time to fake it. Mm-hmm. But yes, you do have to fake it till you make it. So I'm making these deals and the guy's like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Because I said, I can also bring you amazing clients too. Like if I have this beautiful store and they can, buy furs and all that. So we kind of worked that deal out. So I had this store as I meet Rob. And I'm like, you have to come on a buying trip with me. You literally just met me. And I'm like, we're going to New York. I have to go buy stuff. And, you have to help me put this store together. He's like, absolutely. You got it. Like anything I said, he was like, yes. He was like my biggest cheerleader. And yeah. And he's just like the Superman. And you need that. I mean, yes, not everybody has that, but you got to have somebody in your corner.
You 100%. And it's always helpful if it's your husband or wife. It really is. Like the person that's closest to you, there's no doubt about it. It is your superpower.
Yeah. Yes. And he believed in me. And or maybe I was really a good actress to get everybody
to. Combination.
Combination.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it was. So you do this store, and you already are. You're not in business with him. He's helping you.
No.
You're,
yes.
he's doing his thing. You're doing his thing.
I'm making ends meet. Like I don't even know how. Like it was crazy, but the store's not doing well. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I'm going to tell you, I didn't do my market research. Mm-hmm. Okay, you know why? Because nobody goes up to the 6th floor at 900 North Michigan Avenue. Okay, do the research, people. I didn't. I've made a lot of mistakes, right? But you need to make mistakes. You need to learn. I should have sat outside for weeks and counted the people that walked in and walked upstairs, right? But I got a good deal, and I wanted this so bad, and I was blinded by the dream, right? But it hit hard when nobody was coming there, and it was dead, and I'm just sitting there every day. So then I call Rob, and I'm like, yeah, I'm shutting down. Oh, you got to come in and help me move out of this place. And he's like, oh my God, we just moved you in. I'm like, no, I know this isn't it. I made a mistake. And he's like, well, you just bought all those clothes and everything. And I go, okay, we'll figure it out. I got to pivot. And I think that's the other thing that I always say for an entrepreneur or somebody successful, you better be flexible and you better know how to pivot. Mm-hmm. Because everything every day is going to change. How you change with it is going to create the success or the failure right there.
Right. You owned it. I made a mistake. We're pivoting. This isn't it.
Yes. So it just so happened at that time, there was this huge circuit happening of hotel parties, of shopping parties, of pre-influencer time where people would be like, I will have a data of people, you will pay me, I will invite them, and you can sell things there. It was the first kind of...
Is this at the Four Seasons or the Drake, or is
something
it
like that? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and at the same time, I started designing a necklace of Rob's name. I wanted to, we were not ready to get married, but while I'm in the store, bored to death, not doing anything, I decided to sketch out a nameplate necklace, okay? And so I met somebody who was was wearing their name, right? But I was like, I want a Rob necklace. And they said, oh, I know people who make this. And I'm like, oh, cool. Connect me and I will make this necklace.
Yeah.
So I made this necklace and it said Rob on it and it was 14 karat gold and everybody was watching Sex and the City and they wanted the Carrie necklace. But how are you going to get the Carrie necklace? Like nobody's making that unless you knew somebody in the jewelry industry or if you knew somebody at like, South 5 Wabash or the Jewelry Row. And also like, how do you do that? You like walk in there and be like, does anybody here know how to make a necklace? And what would the necklace look like?
I feel like you were way ahead of the time. Now you have your space is so crowded. I feel like Stephanie Gottlieb and all these other people and the Instagram and back then, like I don't think my mom ever bought herself a piece of jewelry. And frankly, you were the first time I ever spent money, real money, on jewelry for myself. These earrings were like the first Lana earrings. I mean, I've owned these, I don't know, for 15 years. I don't know, they were like your first rendition. And I remember, were they $5.95? I couldn't remember. But at the time I was like, God, that's a shit ton of money. But they're gold. But that wasn't even when gold was in.
Right.
So like, I feel like you were the first to say, hey, women, you could buy your own stuff and it's okay. It's hard to go in and drop 30 grand or 3 grand, but it's a little easier to drop the $3.95 or the $4.95 or the $6.95. Did you even have that in your head?
Yes. It was because I was 26 years old and nobody was speaking to me. So when I made this necklace, we would be going everywhere and people would be like, why are you wearing a Rob necklace? And then I would say, oh, like he's my boyfriend and I'm taken, like in the 50s when you got pinned because we're not ready to get engaged. And all the girlies were like, what? They're like, I have a husband, I have kids, I want, and I was like, whoa. This is not my business. Like
My hair is standing up on it, and this is so cool.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, stop you guys. And then Rob, like, we were in a restaurant and he walked over to me and he goes, I want to talk to you. And I was like, okay. And he goes, what are you doing? This is your business. You're going to take every order. And I go, I don't know, how are we going to make it? He goes, you're going to ask them to give you 50% down. And that's the money you're going to have to make this. And I'm like, who's going to make it? He goes, you're going to figure it out. Everything we've ever said, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And I was like, okay. And so we would be at restaurants. People would be like eating. And I would be like, well, I need cash up front for this necklace. And what's your phone number? And like, okay, I'll call you. And what do you want it to say? So it was just, when I say grassroots, when I say no experience.
Like no experience, I'm going to figure this out.
And then we were in an elevator and this woman was holding this dog and she goes, why are you wearing a Rob necklace? Like, what does that mean? What does your necklace say? Like today it says Lana. And
in full diamonds.
In full diamonds, yes. And I said, it's Rob and that's my boyfriend, Rob. And she goes, I want my dog's name. This is Tootsie. And I go, oh, Tootsie's going to cost you,
Yeah.
So I said, okay, well, what's your name? And I need you to go get ATM. And I was like,
who was it? Marilyn Miglin? I mean, who was this?
I don't even remember. I hope you guys can. Maybe they can find me and tell me I was your first client. So then, we started doing this like personalized little business private on the side. And then Rob said, listen, this is what you do. Like you've had a line before. They want this necklace, like make things that go with the necklace. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how to do this. I've never done this. I'm not a jeweler. I don't know anything about jewelry. And he's like, figure it out. And I was like, oh, fine. So then I sat there and I started making earrings because I was like, nowhere can I go. Like, why am I wearing an expensive pair of jeans? Because jeans were starting to get expensive.
They were so expensive.
Right?
That was like
Von
way
Dutch
beyond
and
the
all
Jordache and the Gloria Vanderbilt in the 90s. And then that went down back to Levi's. And then it was like insane.
And then Sex and the City obviously changed a lot of things for young women who were aspiring to be Carrie, right? But like it was so unrealistic, right? And so then I started seeing everybody in my world and I'm like, we're all buying our jewelry at Claire's and Express. Like all the hoops were like fake,
right? I know, and chunky or like
Yes.
so thin they bent,
And it was painful. And I said, but you guys, like, we're spending money on purses and spending money on shoes and jeans. Why are we not spending on jewelry? And everybody would say to me, well, I don't buy jewelry for myself. Like, that's something my husband buys me as a gift, or it's passed down, or my dad, like, once a year. And I was like, well, I don't like that. Like, we're buying everything else. Like, why can't we buy jewelry for ourselves? And
This is 2004?
this 2000, no, it's like 2001, 2002. Yeah, so then I created a few more pieces. One of them was the upside down hoops, a few things to match the personalized necklace that you're going to wear. And
are you getting this manufactured somewhere else? Are you like sitting
in the city
in your apartment?
No,
Okay,
no.
So
I'm not a jeweler.
Okay,
Yeah.
So you go around and you're like, listen, I have designs. Do you make them sign an NDA? Do you make them sign a non-compete? Do you make them?
I made them sign like a
Don't steal my shit.
yes, I made them on a napkin or something. I mean, I was just like, well, Rob's 6'4.5", 240.
you were like,
so
he's
he's
my
always
hubby.
with me. He's like, don't steal her stuff.
I know.
So Rob was also would come and pick up checks too.
Yeah, I'm sure that worked out well for
Yeah.
you. He was like the fixer, knock on
Yeah,
the door. Where's the money?
he's security. He's
Yeah.
the,
I
everything.
get
He's
it.
the detail. So then he says to me, you just got to go and walk like Lincoln Park, Wicker Park, and show people this stuff. See who would buy you. And I'm like, are you insane? And he's like, you got into Nordstrom. You know what to do. Do it.
Yeah.
And
Do you think you needed that?
Yes,
Because you
I-
were burned a couple times and you're like,
Yes.
oh my God.
yeah,
It
there
does
was
get to
nobody.
you.
I was kind of fearful to do everything this on my own. Although, like, I could have done it, but to have somebody be like, you're going to do it. It's going to be okay. And the worst thing that could happen is you end up where you are today. That was always our saying. Who says no? We're going to do it our way. It's going to work out, and we'll figure out how to do it.
In
And-
worst case, you're no better than you were before
Right.
you started it. That's a
Right.
good way to think about it, actually.
And there's like a Russian saying that I'm going to say in English. We say things, and we say this in my company all the time. Like, if somebody wants orange juice, you say yes, and then you go find the oranges. Like, I'll sell you the orange juice. I don't have oranges. You figure it out. Go get the, yes, you do.
That's a better way than build it, they'll come.
Right,
Because then you're not carrying inventory.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So I walked into a store called P45, which is still around today. They're in Wicker Park. I would say they're one of the first Chicago.
Are they like handle with care? Are they like
Handle
the
with Care.
like Blake?
Yes, they're like in the middle
Okay.
of Blake and a Handle with
Okay.
Care, I would say. I haven't been there in a long, long time, but they were the first store to really be, I think they put Chicago on the map as like a,
I've been there. It's
you
not
have
good
been
for
there,
me yet.
yes. So I brought them the line. There was only like 10 pieces.
Yeah.
And I said, can we like try this out? Like, and they said, yeah, let's put it in. And they like sold it within a week. It was all gone.
And why do you think? Do you think like you have some significant like this? I have on like this is your signature. Like,
Yeah,
do
shiny.
you have a
shiny.
patent? Do you have a patent on this?
I have a lot of trademarks and trade dresses.
Because I was going to say
Yes.
like I've seen this tried to be copied, but
Yes.
it's not the same. It doesn't
No.
feel the same, and also it doesn't look the same on the
And
skin.
we'll go after you.
Well, I know you will. I'm not stealing anything, girl.
And they all steal. They steal. They steal.
Oh, well, it is.
Yes.
It's crazy. But
Yeah.
let me ask you this: were you doing this? Like, were you doing signature things that like people hadn't seen before, or was
Yes.
that like that bar just on a regular plain gold chain?
No, I
You know what I
mean,
mean?
it was in the beginning. It was on a plain gold chain, but the way that we would create the gold and high polish shine it
Mm-hmm.
and make it super sparkly. And at the time when I started, gold was 275 an ounce.
Did you-
It's trading
you-
at 4,000
Can
today.
I ask you something?
Yeah.
You might not be able to answer this, but I'm dying to know. Do you have a ton of gold bars?
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
Well, shoot. Like yeah, you probably shouldn't tell me that.
Yes.
But I wish, like my husband talked about that years ago, and I was like, what? And remember, gold wasn't hot. Like when in the 90s, like platinum was hot.
Yes, yes,
Like
yes.
silver, gold had a resurgence.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like, as you were coming up, like
Yeah.
your hockey stick,
Yeah.
gold was getting really hot. And now gold is all the rage.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it was like,
Wow.
I just wanted something sparkly and real, and it felt like an investment every time I put it on and every time somebody would buy it. Just like how many times I've heard people say, my first job, my first check, I decided that I wanted to invest in me. And for me, it was gold.
Yeah.
I didn't want to, because it'll last forever. Those sayings, stay in a woman's mind. Like when you go into a store and you buy yourself whatever you want with your own money, there's no other power better than that.
I get it.
And
it's cool that you thought of gold like that.
it's like taste. I think I've always said, like, you're born with taste. It cannot be learned. I think it evolves, but I think when you walk into a restaurant and you're like, it's beautiful here. I love this hotel, or I like the finishes here. I like what I like because I like it, and I don't like what I like because I don't. And those are I knew that I knew that gold was more expensive, rarer
precious,
than silver,
precious,
right?
Yes.
And so I was like, I don't want to wear silver because silver is what I wore when I was a little girl.
Yeah.
And I got it in Mexico, right? On vacation.
Yeah.
And now I'm a girl who's grown and I want something better. But I would walk into stores and nobody was designing for me. And so after P45 kind of sold out, Rob looked at me and he goes, let's go to LA. And let's just drive around LA, look at the stores we would want to be in, and you need to go to Fred Segal. And I said, what's Fred Segal?
He knew Fred Segal and you didn't know Fred Segal.
No. He grew up in this, going to LA visiting his grandfather and traveling with his mom, who was ahead of her time and taught him about, Fred Segal and Lowry's and, going to these restaurants and all of this, and taught him about life.
Yeah.
So he said, we have to get this on celebrities for us to blow up. And the way he was talking, I was like,
what are you talking about? We're not going from P45 to a
yeah,
celebrity.
we live
Segal,
with your roommate in Ravenswood. What is happening right now? What is happening? We're doing this from a computer desk in your bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm not understanding. And he goes, it's like he was putting me together, as a business.
Would he say, as he sits here right now, would he say it was a total strategy, or did he make you think it was a strategy so you'd actually do it?
Both. He knew that I was already somebody that can do this.
Yeah.
It wasn't, he was like, you already did this. You already got into Nordstrom before, September 11th.
Right.
But I was like, what's Fred Segal? What do they do there? And he's like, you're going to love it. And he's like, the reason it's such an important store was because the celebrities figured out they could get free press by going to shopping there, because all the paparazzi would stand outside and take photos with them as they're leaving. He's like, you need to be in that store. That's how we're going to break into this world. And
Let me tell the audience something about Fred Segal. So Fred Segal was the first store I had ever been to outside of Chicago. I was in flip-flops. My husband was on business there, and I came and I broke my flip-flop. And if you've been to Fred Segal, there's a couple different Fred Segals, but it's like on an incline or depending upon where you're going. I walked in with my rubber flip-flop that wasn't Havana. I'm sure it was from $2.99 from Woolworth. I don't even know. Flopping up. Fred Segal was the first curated design fashion experience. Later there was Cusp, and then there was Scoop, and all these other. But Fred Segal had the Lanas of the world, or maybe just Lana at first, and then this beautiful curated, most expensive, exquisite, bespoke items to really cool stuff. Anything cool started at Fred Segal.
Yep.
So you go in there and you're like, hi.
Well, first we get in a big fight in the parking lot. Because
as a Southsider would.
Yes, right? Because I'm like, I'm not going in there. What do you want me? This is crazy. I don't have an appointment. This is not how you do things. This is very unprofessional. Yeah. And he's like, unprofessional? We don't even have a profession. He's like, we're just walking in and we're like clients.
Yeah.
Just feel like you could just walk up to somebody and be like, do you like my jewelry? I'm like, that's insane. And he goes, okay, we're insane. And I go, okay. And so I walk in and I'm like, this is unbelievable. And I walk up to the jewelry counter and I'm wearing like everything that I have, which is like 10 pieces.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I look like it's like a bazaar on
You were
me.
the first stack.
Yes, I wore the first stack.
Oh my God.
And I said, excuse me, is there a manager here or, possibly a buyer or somebody I could speak to? And they're like, do you have a return or something? Like, what's going on? I'm like, no, I just want to talk about some jewelry. And she's like, well, I'm the buyer. I'm passing by on my lunch hour, but I can't talk to you in the store. Like, just here's, email me or call me. And I'm like, and then she turned around and she goes, well, are you wearing everything that you want to show me? And I'm like, yep, I am. And she's like, well, it's really cool. I like it. Can you come see me tomorrow? And I was like, oh, I'm very busy tomorrow.
Good girl.
You got to play hard to get.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I do have some availability on Thursday. I'm here for business, and I'm meeting with a lot of people. And she was
girl.
like, oh, yeah, okay. And so she's like, okay, we'll come back on Thursday. I'm like, will do. I'm lovely to meet you.
Wait, meaning is Rob like sitting in a power stance
Yes.
with a ruck on and it looks like security detail for you? Okay.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, you're going to do what I say now? And I'm like, I'll do everything you say
from here on.
Yes. So, and we just, it was insane. It was just crazy.
So you go on Thursday and she says, okay,
They
I'll
buy
carry
the
you.
line, which is not a
So
lot.
did they, but here's the thing, they buy the line. So at that time they had to pay you for all your pieces.
Yes.
And then you.
Yes. I worked on COD. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my God. Yeah.
and they were fine to do COD, which is cash on advance, right? Because I had like a little bit,
Right.
They'd never probably would have worked with me if I was a much bigger person and so forth.
Did it sell out?
Sold out. It sold out to one person.
Who you can't say.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Cameron Diaz.
Oh my God, it goes into Cameron Diaz. And she's like, what the hell is this? I'll take all 10 pieces.
Yeah. She bought the whole line.
Oh my gosh.
And then she brought in her friend Kate Hudson and Drew Barrymore, and Kate brought her mom, and
Oh my gosh.
they were like, "We can't keep it in stock," and I'm like, "Well, I can't keep. I have to have different production." But it even went into a much bigger thing because Cameron was coming in to wear it to the premiere of Charlie's Angels.
Oh my gosh. So was that back? What year is
2003, June 18th.
2003. The world's flying until it doesn't.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk to you about that. If you ever get hit from these ebbs and flows, I'm fascinated by
Oh,
this.
ebbs and flows,
Like,
of course.
I'm interested. Back then in 2003, are they like, whoever at Juliana Rancic, hey Cameron, what are you wearing? Is she saying Lana?
No.
Does it say Lana anywhere? Like where? How are people knowing that she's got you on?
Yeah. It's a little bit of luck and a lot of love. That's kind of the motto of our company. So the story gets even crazier and crazy.
Love. Wait, a little luck and a lot of love.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
So she wears, and you can Google this because it's a pretty epic picture. So she buys these earrings, the 3-tier earrings, at Fred Siegel, puts her hair in a ponytail, buys a little strapless white Chanel dress, and she wore these gold Manolo Blahniks. It was her, Lucy Liu, and Drew Barrymore on the carpet, and they were all wearing white. It was like this. They decided to all
I
wear
remember.
white.
I remember. Did they style themselves?
Yeah,
They did.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was no stylist.
Okay,
I mean,
I guess you're right, in the
like
early
Rachel Zoe
2000s.
was one of the first
Yeah.
stylists, really, to kind of become this whole industry. And they get out on the red carpet, and
Wait, are you watching TV at this point?
no, I
You
don't
don't
know
even
anything.
know
I
about
don't know
this.
anything.
Oh my God.
I don't know anything. There's no internet. There's
Yeah.
no in real time anything.
Yeah.
So supposedly she breaks her shoe. Her shoe is something's going on with the shoe.
It's like
She's like,
Peter Cottontail. Yep.
take the shoe off. I'm going barefoot on the red carpet. And as she's walking by, she's looking at the paparazzi and she's like, do not shoot me like this, full body. Don't get my feet. If you want to shoot me, you're shooting me like this. So it's like
A
ponytail.
little luck.
my
Yeah.
earrings, and this like strapless dress.
I remember this.
Yeah. Google it. It's she was the biggest star of the moment. She was dating Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
It was like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
She was the golden girl. And she gets interviewed by everybody, right? Entertainment, blah, blah, blah. And that night, we're seeing it on TV because we were watching all the
Where
the
are
shows.
you now? Still in the apartment?
In another apartment.
Still renting?
Still renting.
Oh,
God.
okay.
Yes. And I see something from the back, like of her in an interview, and I see these earrings, and they're so clearly Lana. Like I know, like a mother knows her babies, right?
Yeah.
And I run to the TV, and I slam into our bed post, and I break my foot, like
Oh
break my little toe.
Stubbed your toe. Oh my God.
So I'm like, but I'm like, my earrings, as I get, as I'm falling down. And Rob's like, you don't know, just relax. And I'm like, a mother knows her babies.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, the only place that they could have been sold at was at Fred Siegel. It's like one of the only stores I'm selling to. But they wouldn't tell me. They were like, we can't, it's privacy and this and that. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to go to the press with this. And so I'm going to look like a fool. And so will you, if like I'm going to say that she bought them here and she didn't. And I'm like, will I look like a fool?
Who are you asking this?
Like the manager.
Of Fred Siegel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they said, you won't look like a fool. I go, cool. So
your PR girl in you comes out and you...
PR girl, it was me.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said it was another girl.
No, I know it was you.
Yeah.
But like you started in PR, but that wasn't your thing. But then it turns out it was your thing.
Yes.
So
I knew
you're like, wait a second here. I got to
This is the
capitalize
moment.
and this is it.
This is the moment. It's like the aha moment. It's like what you wait for your whole career. And that happened literally in the first like 6 months of us doing this business. I mean, it was at the right time, at the right moment, with the right product, with the right people. That's
and
the
then
luck.
you get this home run. But wait, does Fred Siegel make you sign an exclusive?
Mm-mm.
Wow, so you could have sold to anybody.
Yeah, and I'm about to. And I'm about to get to the next step of because outside of this moment, another crazy lucky moment happens. And my PR brain starts working, and I'm like, okay, now I know this information. I have to go to everybody. So I start like looking through all my magazines. I'm like, who writes this? Who writes this? And there was this, obviously, there was a magazine called In Touch. Remember In Touch?
Love In Touch. It was like the People magazine, but like half-cut formula.
Yes, and it was like straight to the point. It was a lot of fashion.
Yeah.
It was just so good. And I see this person that writes fashion, and her name is Bobby Thomas. And so I reach out to her. And at the same time as I'm reaching out to her, Rob is like buying something online, and he's buying like lanajewelry.com. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what's lanajewelry.com?
But this is like post-internet, but very, very close to like in 1998 was it the Ethernet? The internet? We didn't know what the hell was going on.
To have a website in 2003 was like
crazy,
unheard of. And to have a website with fine jewelry.
And your name.
Yes, and my name, and like where nobody knew who you were, and for somebody to buy expensive pieces from an unknown, that's insane.
Yeah.
But he already knew. So he's buying, I'm like, where are you buying that from?
Yeah.
And he's like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm buying all the Lana, this, Lana, that. I'm like,
and probably at the time it was like $200 or something, $20 or something crazy. Oh my God.
And then he starts like putting it together and like creating a page or doing something. I'm like, how do you know how to do this? He's like, I figured it out.
And by the way, there's no ChatGPT, Anthropic, Google, Grok.
No.
I mean, he's just
grassroots, everything. So, oftentimes people do ask me, they're like, can I meet with you and pick your brain? And can you tell me how you started? I always say, no. You want to be an entrepreneur? You got to figure it out yourself. That's what an entrepreneur is. Yeah. No one sat down with me and told me how to do it. And I'm not going to do that for free with you.
Oh my God, you are. bitch in a bar fight. Boom.
That's right.
I mean,
Yeah.
but maybe that's good. Like you said, if you don't dig, if it's laid up for you, you don't appreciate it. Every little thing that happened to you, you appreciated because you dug, and you
Absolutely.
swung and missed a lot.
Yeah. But on the flip side, I started Chicago Fashion Foundation. We built a foundation that donated over $500,000 to Columbia College, starting a scholarship fund. We give out internships. We, have a place for people to start from the bottom and learn. But I am not going to give you the free sit-down advice on how to easily do something. That's not how it's going to work in this world. It didn't work that way for me, and you'll never understand how to be successful with somebody else holding your hand through it.
I agree. I think, so in 2005, do you explode? And the money starts coming in like crazy?
2004, because Bobby Thomas is important here. So I connect to this writer.
This is the fashion editor from
Yes.
In Touch.
Yes, who's my friend now. And she's the fashion director at the Today Show right now. You may have seen
nice
her.
friend.
Well, yes, but
wow.
it just also happens to be at the time she's dating CJ Chavez, who's Justin Timberlake's
Agent?
they're in sync. They're in sync together.
Oh, okay. Hello.
So they're in sync together, and she knows Cameron. So as I pitched this, she's like, "Oh my God!" She's like, I'm just like, I've been in parties with her, and I see her a lot. She never takes them off. And I go, I've even asked her, like, what is this? And she's like, I don't know. I got them at Fred Siegel, blah, 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 blah. And I go, well, it's mine. And she's like, well, I want to write this story, the hoops that Cameron never takes off. And I'm like, yeah, that's a great.
No, you guys, I feel like I know this story. And I was like, I mean, that might have inspired me to buy these.
Probably.
Keep going.
So she writes this article, and, we got a call from the fashion director from Neiman's.
It's like a Ralph Lauren story. And then you're like, yeah, whatever. And then you get out of your apartment at this point. Do you have a manufacturing plant? Like, what are you doing?
We have no plan. We're just like, we got to go to New York. I go, but at the same time, because I told the story that Rob is, bought lanajewelry.com, and I guess he put a picture of that earring, and we priced it, like the way that we were pricing things, like the way it was just so like.
It sounds good. Counting on your hands.
Yeah, I was like,
it cost me.
It was so crazy. And so the article comes out, and Bobby says, well, do you want me to credit who? I go, what's a credit? And like my company. And she's like, yeah, well, where are people going to buy it? I'm like, oh, I don't know. You say Fred Siegel. And she's like, okay. And do you have a website? And I was like, oh God, you again with this website.
I didn't even know how to get into it. Yeah, I don't even know on a computer.
I go, Rob, I just heard website.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, give the one I just bought.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. I go, well, here, Lana Jewelry, And so we're walking down the street, and I keep hearing like ding, ding, dings on my phone. And I go, what is this ding, ding, ding? And he goes, let me see. And he goes, oh, it's orders. I go, what do you mean? I go, what are orders?
Because no one had ever ordered online from you. They called you to say, I'd like that.
But now they read the article, and they don't live in California next to Fred Siegel, and they want the earrings, like from Kansas, from Iowa, from New York, from Oak Lawn. And we are starting to get these orders. And I'm like, he's like, yeah, I connected us to like our bank. I go, what's that? Like, I was just like, what is everything?
You're just a creative. You weren't very business-minded at the time. You were just sales and creativity.
Yeah, and he was like, oh my God. He's like, this is what you have to do. This is the future. He was always saying like, this is the future. This is the future.
Wow. So have you stayed in that role? Are you like the face of Lana, the creative, and he sticks with the business?
No, he's on the side, but he left right when we got Neiman's. Like when we went to New York and met with the fashion office and got into Neiman's, we got our first order, and it was like the most money we've ever seen in our lives. And it wasn't even that much.
No, but
it was
it's jewelry.
Yes.
It's a lot of money, and it comes fast.
Yes. And it was like, what are we going to do? And he goes, this is getting out of hand. It's 6 months. We're not prepared for any of this. We need to find a solid person that's going to run this with you. It's not going to be me. I have my own business. I have my own family business.
What is he doing?
He's in truck parts and commercial real estate and transportation.
Okay.
That's his family business for over 55 years. He saw his mom and dad work together, and he's like, I do not want that. No. And I said, well, who's going to do this with me? And he goes, your dad.
Wait, are you married at this point?
Yeah. No.
So it's blowing up, and you're not married at this point.
No. But we've already we have everything's on the line. We've got our joint checking account. We know everything about each other. Like, we're everything but married, and we have this business that's brewing, and there's no way we're getting married right now. We've got a baby that is brewing like crazy.
So you call your engineer dad and you're like, hey.
Yeah, he's working at Motorola. And he got his MBA from Kellogg at Northwestern 2 years prior. Rob's like, he's the man. Okay, this is who we're going to get. I'm like, you are never going to make this happen. You don't understand. How are you going to present this? So we go to lunch with my dad, and he looks at both of us and he's like, do you guys need money? What is this? Why are you here in Schaumburg at lunch with me?
Asking an engineer from Motorola to be your business partner.
We're not even saying that yet. We just wanted lunch with him. And
to bounce things off of him and just tell him what's going on.
Yeah. And so Rob says, well, we just got this order, and he pushes this PO in front of my dad.
Wow. And it says
Neiman Marcus
and everything.
Yes.
Wow.
And he says, you came to this country to be successful. He threw this he's such a little good con artist, He goes, did you really come to this country to work for somebody for the rest of your life? Wow. He's like, you brought her here to be successful. She just knocked it out of the park. He's like, I'm not doing this with her. So if I don't do this and you don't do this, she may not be able to do this. And my dad looked at us, and he left the next day.
For New York.
To us. He left.
Oh, he left.
He left Motorola the next day.
He called Motorola and said, I have to do this with my daughter.
Yeah.
How old was your dad at the time?
Early 50s.
How old were you?
26, 27.
But did you, you have a good relationship with your parents. You're telling them that you're not going to believe this. Cameron Diaz wore my thing or whatever. Do they know this?
Yeah, they do. And they're not surprised because my early 20s, I got into Nordstrom,
yes. So they know you have this retail bent, but now it's you're really going strong.
Yeah.
So your dad says, I'm out of here, Motorola, I'm your guy, let's do it. Do you do a deal with your dad? Are you in paper where it's 50-50 and this is what we're going to do and this is what I want you to do, and you do it all?
Yes. Yeah.
You put that together, or just your husband?
We probably put it together ourselves, and I
on
don't
the
even
table.
remember. It's very different now.
Is
yes.
your dad still with you?
Yes, he's the president of the company, and he's the CFO, and he's the real boss. Nobody takes me seriously. They go to him for everything.
Okay, so let me ask you this: Is Blake, your daughter, your succession plan?
Yes.
She's so beautiful, but as beautiful as she is, you could just tell.
But hold on,
sharp as a tack.
Yes, she's amazing. She's gonna work.
She shows up and she's present.
Yes.
There's a big presence about her that almost is, to me, don't be upset, bigger than you.
Absolutely.
Without saying anything.
Absolutely.
She's so confident and so young for that confidence that everyone always thinks I was so confident. I wasn't. It's hard to be confident when you're in your teens or your low 20s and you're trying to fake it till you make it, and she's got a world of business and celebrities and big personalities around her. She's an adult world for a long, long time, and you can tell.
Yes.
You did a good job on her. I think she's your best.
She's my best design.
This is just me as a mom. But okay, so I want to know this. The space is so crowded now. By the way, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Do you see my jewelry? Guess what? This is really weird. This is a young girl that's just started out. She's in Naples, Henry Noel. She makes these jackets.
Beautiful. For the aura.
Yeah, but she does a lot of other things, and I
Yes,
need to
yes.
introduce you to her. This is you,
Yes.
and this is the Siegel girl, Nina Siegel. Nina
From
and
Fred Siegel,
Sharon
right?
Siegel. No longer. Fred sold to.
I know, that's his
Aritzia.
daughter. That's where
Nina and Sharon are my age. I met them at Pepperdine when my son was playing Pepperdine from Tulane last year. We hit it off, and they're going to be on the podcast about what it was like growing up as a Siegel. One is textiles, one is jewelry.
Okay, well, I sold to Nina at Fred Siegel. That's where
Nina was the manager?
she was like the one who, well, I don't know if it was Nina, but she ran I don't know who was walking through or who
Oh my
I
gosh,
sold
we'll
to.
have to
Yes.
ask her.
Yes.
When she's here, and you'll have to come to that. That's in September. You need to come.
Yes, I'd
because
love to
that
see
is
Nina.
a cool thing.
Yes.
So let me
Full
ask
circle.
you this: you right now, I feel like everybody and their brother is doing this, or thinking about doing this, or you go into Bergdorf, and I was so proud of you. I told you I'm a consumer. I love Bergdorf. When I go to New York, I'm there at 5 to 10, and I'm there all night long until they close the place down. I go floor to floor to floor, and then I go back down to jewelry.
Yes.
And I was so proud of you because there is a whole homage to Lana with Moritz, Glitz, Moritz, all these very, very famous people. She's got her own place, and it's always surrounded because I feel like people feel like it's approachable. They can justify it, and they can wear it with a gown or they can wear it with a T-shirt.
Yes.
How do you keep reinventing? How do you keep front and center? What's the future of Lana Jewelry?
Well, I love Bergdorf's. It's an honor to be there, just like in every one of our stores. It's the way that I design is I think about my clients now. I think about their collections, and I think about my life as how I've grown up with Lana. At 26, I was wearing this. I could afford this. It was always about attainability and making women feel, we were really the first to say, self-purchasing and wear it from beach to red carpet. Now it's everybody's saying, but it truly was in 2003, you couldn't like walk into Neiman's or Saks or Bergdorf's and think that you could buy something for like under $300 and feel confident to ask somebody to open up a glass case and show you something. You'd have to bring your dad, you'd have to bring your husband. And I don't love that. Like, I want to feel comfortable.
Like Harry Winston. You're
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
I want to go in there so badly, but
Right. I can't go in there. It's so like unapproachable and above.
Scary,
And scary. And it doesn't feel like I would be accepted and make me feel like I could buy everything here, And I want it. And really at the time, Neiman's, we were the only brand. It was like the first like self-purchasing attainable brand that Neiman's carried. And then Nordstrom carried it. And it was the first brand that kind of opened up the cave that used to be at Nordstrom and like everything that was on the floor, and now it was together. So I mean, it's the women that wear Lana. Like, I would design something, and I'd be thinking about you and your life and how you work, and then you're in different states, and what do you need to like add on, and what you would feel comfortable buying. And so
wait, are you saying that figuratively or literally? Because you do that for Madonna. Only for first name girls?
only first names girls.
great.
The Dawn. One day there
great,
could be like a Dawn necklace.
Okay, great.
Yes.
The Dawn.
The Dawn.
Yeah, we're doing
I
it.
love it.
Okay,
Dawn
great.
collection.
Great.
Yes,
great.
yes.
But are you finding yourself doing more custom? Are you ever going to collab? I feel like collabs are such a big thing. I mean, I talked about it yesterday. Hermes collabed with Apple Watch. That was like the first collab that I remember with, or like Gucci collabed with Aura. And I mean, have you done that? Are you going to do that?
Yes. We are in a collab situation. I cannot speak about it. You will soon
Blake.
see. You will soon see.
I'm really excited about that. And
Yes.
can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Your daughter is younger.
Yes. Thank God she's younger.
I know.
than me.
I know she's your muse, but like, I learned so much from my kids and my younger team members, and they're like, no, Dawn, that's not a thing. We don't do it. That's so cringe or whatever. Like, are you listening to her Because that's your consumer.
Yes.
She's growing up with you.
Yes. She's here. That's why I keep looking and smirking.
So cute.
Well, she told me I have to wear this dress today. I tried something else on and she said, take that off. She has incredible taste. She was born with it.
Yeah.
I listen to everything she says. She's brilliant and smart and kind and understands our consumer, understands the next consumer. She understands this business at times better than I do because things are moving so fast.
And with AI
Yes.
and with Instagram and
Yes.
TikTok and all the things, it's like hard to keep
Yeah,
up with
she
it
says
all.
to me, she'll look at my videos and her dad and we just filmed our first episode of our podcast, which you're going to have to be on.
Absolutely.
And she says, "Oh my God, you're talking so slow. You got to wrap it up." Like,
Oh my gosh.
you know,
I know.
Yes.
You know, it's hard. It's hard. We're reinventing ourselves and trying to
Yes.
keep up. Sometimes I feel like it's a merry-go-round. Everybody's on it, and I'm trying so hard to run and
too.
jump on, and I fall off and come back on. And I think that's part of it, right?
It's part of it. I have this image of me on a surfboard and this huge wave coming, right? You're like, I think I'm doing something so cool. I think I could get through it. But at any second, that wave is going to go over me, you know? And you're just trying to like avoid the wave or go through it and feel the high.
Yeah.
I don't know like how you are, but like, I think we thrive on this insanity. Like,
Oh, I love chaos. I'm
Yes.
one of these people that are like, plan for a party. My daughter's getting married next Saturday. Wait till that happens for you.
oh my God.
And you plan it for a whole year, and you're so excited about it, and whatever. But then there's part of me that's like, can't wait to like dis at the breakfast and just be in my pajamas and be like, what did
Yes.
she wear and what did he say? And oh, I thought that was so good. But like, then you're ready for the next party.
Yes.
There's something a little like wackadoo about that.
Very
and
wackadoo.
I think you and I are wackadoos together. But thank you so much.
Thank you for
are
having me.
literally gold. I love
Aw.
you, and I can't wait. And I'm looking for the Dawn collection. Maybe we'll be the next collab.
Maybe.